people of the internet. Ian Altosaar, the Freedom Astrologer here, and this time I'm bringing you guys a pretty, I would say a pretty huge and important dose of freedom, and we're going to talk about meaning and purpose. And I'm going to do actually a mini series about meaning and purpose, which actually means I'm going to just go through the signs and show you how can you create meaning and purpose in your life through your zodiac sign. So this is actually, I would say, a very simple way of creating purpose and meaning in your life. But what I've experienced and seen is a lot of people, hear it, and it seems so simple and easy. It's like, okay, it can't be it, doing that, going for walks in nature can't be something that creates purpose and meaning in my life, so I just won't do it. But I've tested it out for a lot or a lot in the real world and in the material realm. It really works, and I actually personally very much use what I'm about to say to you in my daily life. I've integrated it into my career, and this is one of the good things about this information. Actually, if you have more availability, or at least I hope your thought processes start working, how can I integrate these things more into my daily routine or into my career working life? Because working life is such a big part of our everyday experience. It's good to have these activities and things I'm going to discuss with you in our working lives as well. Now, having said all that, I want to just do a kind of shameless plug for my other videos. I did one other video where I mention even some of the more maybe depending on where you are as an astrologer or as an astrology student or just a person who is curious about life. I did a video about purpose and meaning, which has a little bit even deeper information in it. So I recommend you go check that out. It's on my channel. In this specific mini series, I'm going to give you the most simplest of techniques that I shared in that video as well. And we're going to go actually through the signs, and I'm going to show you how creating meaning and purpose actually works in a very simple way. Now, and just a couple of disclaimers. Let's put a couple of disclaimers here. We're going to talk about mostly the ascendant, so from the ascendant. But if you only know your sun sign, you can use it from the sun as well. So listen to your sun sign. If you already kind of know your moon as well, you can give it a go with the moon. But for me, moon and sun are less tested, so we're going to be talking about from the ascendant as well. Now we're going to be talking about a very specific house, which is the 9th house and the sign in it. So very important to understand as well. And just when you're hearing this information, it's kind of like, yeah, it makes sense, but it doesn't, and there's something more there. So guys, I'm going to give my best to explain this. Whenever there are more influences in the 9th house, it already changes the game. And we're not going to go super deep into aspects and the rulers and stuff like that, but we're going to give you, or I'm going to give you the basis, the foundation of how to create meaning and purpose, so you can get yourself started. If you're kind of like struggling with meaning and purpose, there's maybe not enough in your career, in your working life, so at least you can start to do some of the things I'm going to discuss in these videos. Now, yeah, it's you can't always integrate everything into your career or work, but usually, most likely, there are things I'm going to say that you can do during your daily routines. Maybe it's evening, maybe it's morning, maybe it's somewhere during lunchtime. You can most likely start to integrate at least some of these into it, so it will create, even if a tiny sliver, meaning and purpose in your life. Yes, some of the things I'm going to discuss are a little bit bigger, they take time, but even working towards them can create meaning and purpose for the signs. Now, another important disclaimer is when we're talking about mission and career and work, usually it needs a deeper look at, obviously, that whole entire natal chart. It requires aspects, it requires rulership, it requires a lot more to give you an indication of what is their maybe truthful or rightful career, and where you will feel more on purpose as well. So just a disclaimer that we're not going to do full, let's say, career or work videos, but this is more about the purpose and meaning side of things. And there is a difference there. And yes, you can feel, on when you're doing your mission in life or serving your mission in life, you can feel already on purpose. But again, it's a little bit of a deeper topic. And what I've seen is when you integrate those topics that we're going to discuss into the career as well, or the mission side will have a lot more purpose and would even call it a deeper meaning to it as well. Now, I do personally use mostly the whole sign system you can see here on the screen, and which means the houses are equal size, and I've done a couple of videos for beginners on my channel as well about houses, about different systems. Having said that, I would, if you're a more advanced astrologer, but you don't know this specific thing, I would also check Placidus house cusps, the 9th house cusp specifically, and Campanus house system 9th house cusp. Whatever sign is there gives you also good indication of what is happening or how to create mission and purpose in your daily life. Now, that's it for the introduction, and let's start going into each sign specifically. And now Tauruses, you guys have, I would say, a pretty difficult 9th house in many ways, in some ways, and I'm going to explain what I mean by that. And as you can see on my example here, I put that Taurus ascendant here. The Taurus ascendant has 9th house Capricorn usually, so if you're using some other system it might differ a little bit, but still, you guys have the Capricorn in the 9th house of meaning and purpose. Now, if you know a little bit about Capricorn already, you know that it's not the easiest of signs to manage, and especially if it's in the 9th house. Now, but let's still give it a shot, let's give it a chance. It doesn't mean that Tauruses won't ever feel on purpose or don't feel meaning in their life. So one of the most important things that will create purpose and meaning in life for Tauruses is working, and actually working a lot. And this is one of the reasons you can see sometimes Taurus. I have somebody in my mind right now who is a Taurus, strong Taurus, and they are a bit of a, can be a bit of a workaholic at times. But even other people who I know have strong Tauruses, they do get a lot of kind of meaning out of just working. And even one of my good friends has this, and they also, even like simple work, doing, getting their hands very, very much dirty, we can say that, they do derive a lot of meaning out of that, and they've shared actually this with me as well. So this seems to be true. Now, the danger side, guys, here with this for Taurus is it can lead to a little bit of a, like I said, workaholic. So you need to pay attention, because purpose and meaning are good, but if you're tired from working all the time, maybe not the best way to go about, but still working a lot can give Taurus a lot of purpose. So the next thing I have for Taurus is that work and putting in that work, actually, because it creates so much meaning. So it's easier for them to do it, and actually then also the social status, the social ladder that we can climb through that as well, like achieving positions in society, and all of these matters, and higher positions, and some sort of kind of acknowledgement in society is also something that can really give them a purpose and meaning, and even like moving towards it, like the whole the working thing. Basically, I would say these are mostly intertwined there, very, very closely. Now, a little bit of a simple thing, and I think this, a person can integrate into their lives quite easily, into their daily, weekly lives, or monthly lives. And this is, organizing their lives, organizing and planning, and creating these solid structures in their lives. Something needs to be done, something needs to be organized. Maybe it's at home, or maybe it's a to-do list or something. If you use those things to kind of create a practical organization in your life, this is also very, very good for Tauruses people. Tauruses usually are very grounded, earth fixed signs, so they move slowly and they like that stability. And this is one of the reasons they actually like that stability, is because it gives them a lot of purpose and meaning in life, and they feel more secure. Now, it's again, the next things I'm about to say are a lot to do with work. This is the thing. This is one of the reasons I mentioned for Taurus, is why it's so hard, or why it's a little bit harder and more difficult having Capricorn in the 9th house. So being professional in a professional setting, again, in suits, in these types of places, in corporations, love it. Usually there gives them a sense of meaning and purpose. And yeah, what did I want to say about this more? Yeah, creating stability in their lives, working towards stability. Generally, these types of living in almost like minimalistic ways. Yes, Tauruses like these fancy, beautiful things as well, and they love having those around them as well. But what I've observed with Tauruses as well is sometimes creating that, maybe it's a one really good item, or couple of really good, high class, expensive items that they own, or clothes, or whatever it is, abundant, material, practical things. But it's very often I see them having a few good things as well, very good value thing, and it actually creates more purpose as well for them. Having certificates, definitely for their skills. Going through, this is an interesting one. Again, hard to integrate into your daily life, but going through and solving challenges is a big one with the Capricorn energy. That might seem like, is it really? But still, yeah, it's one for the Tauruses. Now, I mentioned work and foundations as very important ones, but now the last one I'm about to say is really, really important as well. Developing discipline and structure in all areas of their lives, again, creates more purpose and meaning in your life. So when you're hearing this and you're like, these seem weird, maybe even some of them have worked, maybe you haven't even thought of these things or these matters as, okay, they create more meaning and purpose in my life, but still give at least some of them, the easier ones, the organizing and planning things and developing discipline and structure. Because developing discipline and structure, you can do this, in your daily life, and you can start to see and start to observe how it will create more purpose and meaning in your life. So I wrote also down a couple of places that are kind of Capricorn associated, that, you know, going towards those can create meaning and purpose in your life. So the last one I put here is a little bit tongue in cheek because it's Capricorn ruled, but basically, offices, definitely office buildings, kind of like office structures. You know, even you can say a little bit about these. Yeah, let's leave it at offices. Actually, this is better. Like minimalistic places as well can create meaning and purpose. Dark places, places where there's, you know, kind of like professionalism existent there. Again, you know, mostly it's offices and stuff like that. Now, the last one I have for you, Taurus, is caves, because caves is very much, it's a very Capricornian, you know, place to be at. I'm not saying you should go and start being in caves, actually. I'm mostly saying create structure, create discipline, organize your lives on a kind of very kind of fixed in a fixed way. Let's put it that way. So it's maybe you sit down once a week, maybe you sit down even daily. You kind of go through your to-do list, or monthly. Again, still good, but it's a like a constant structure that you have in life. So I do recommend you doing that, and definitely doing the work and putting in the effort will definitely create more purpose in your life as well. So thank you very much, guys, for watching this Taurus purpose, how Tauruses create purpose video in their lives. And next one is Gemini. Thank you very much.